A few weeks ago, I decided to transform the back of my Subaru Forester into a camper. And I'm finally pretty much all done with the setup, and today I'm out in the beautiful woods of Washington State camping. I'm so excited about how everything has come together and that I get to start using my setup. So I thought I'd bring you guys along with me for this little trip and show you what I've got going on back there. So here is the setup. I will have the video linked down below where I talk about the actual platform itself and where I build it if you have any questions about that. But now I have my bedding all in here. I have some bins down underneath, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And I've added tons of accessories that are super cool that I'm excited to share with you guys. So mounted up on the left side of my roof rack, I have the Rhino Rack Sunseeker awning. I was putting together this whole setup and it dawned on me that I didn't have anywhere to sit if it's like raining or super sunny and I'm in the desert. And then I saw that you can get awnings that mount onto your roof rack and just unroll right off of them, like staying attached to your car. And it looked so simple and so easy, and I liked that they couldn't just get blown away in the wind if they weren't properly staked down. So I picked this up, and it's so easy. It takes like 30 seconds to unroll and put down, and something I really like about it is it gives me a covered entrance to get into the vehicle if I'm getting in on the side. For example, if it's pouring rain outside and I'm like getting in and out to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night or something, I wouldn't have anywhere to stop and like take off my soaking wet rain jacket and things before crawling into the car. I'd have to just crawl right in. But now with the awning, if I unroll it before I go to bed, then I always have like a nice covered area to step out into. I'll give you guys a look at what this looks like from the side entrance. I usually have stuff down here on the floor for storage, but I have all my stuff out on the table over there right now. So here's just another look at the sleeping area. I have my two pillows, one for my head, one for my body, of course. As far as the bedding itself, I just have a twin sheet set on this, and then this blanket is a camping blanket from REI. It's by a brand called Rumple. I saw it and it looked super cozy and I loved the color, and I also liked that I could use it as just a blanket around camp as well, like sitting around the campfire. Then down under here, I have these two plastic bins that I found at Target that fit pretty perfectly, and they can also be pushed quite a ways further back. There's a lot of room to store stuff under these, so I can push it all the way back. I also have a couple little lanterns here. So in one of these bins, I keep all of my cookware, some coffee, anything kind of food cooking related. And then in the second bin, I just have some miscellaneous like toiletries and my sleeping bag just in case it gets extra cold. So that's pretty much everything that's in my car right now. I do have some stuff piled on the front seats, but for the most part, I pulled out all of my accessories and stuff and brought them over here. So I have all of like my cooking stuff and just some other things that make it feel a little more glam and comfortable out here in the woods. I also have this really nice fire pit that I am definitely going to be sitting around tonight. So when I first started considering transforming my car into a camper and doing road trips and sleeping in my car, there were two big questions or issues that I knew I would need to solve for this to be a realistic thing for me to do. The first question was, how am I going to have power? Because I need power to shoot content while I'm traveling. When I'm on the go and shooting these types of videos, I often will have up to 5 different cameras with me. I have my mirrorless camera, my little vlog camera, my drone, my GoPro, and sometimes my DJI Osmo Pocket. And depending on what I'm shooting, I'm rotating through those throughout the day, so they all need to be charged every day. I also need to have my laptop charged to take all of my memory cards and dump all of my content. And then of course I also need to charge my phone and just want to power other things. So that is where the Jackery Explorer 1000 power station comes in. Oh my gosh, you guys. This thing is a beast. Jackery very kindly gifted this to me. I am absolutely giddy about this because look at how many things you can charge off of it at once. It has 3 regular wall outlets on it, 2 USB Type-C outlets, 2 regular USB outlets, a 12-volt outlet, and it can power anything up to 1,000 watts. So you can literally run a television off of this thing, a blender if it's 1,000 watts or less, and the battery capacity is enormous. Like you can charge your laptop many, many times, your phone many, many times. Now, the super, super cool thing about this is it can charge off of solar panels. I have my solar panels folded up right here. I don't have them out right now because it's pretty shady, but you can hook this thing up to 2 of the Jackery SolarSaga 100 solar panels. So you can go off the grid and stay off the grid and keep powering all of your stuff, your television, whatever you want, with solar panels with this thing. I think that is the coolest thing ever. You don't have to use it with solar panels though. You can also charge it off of the 12-volt plug in your car. So if you're doing a lot of driving, you can charge it while you drive, and you can also just charge it off of a regular wall outlet. I'll have a link to this down below. I will say this one, especially the Explorer 1000, is a splurge for your setup, but you might not need this much power, and they do make them in smaller sizes that are more affordable. So now the second question or issue that I had in mind when I was preparing for this setup is, how am I going to shower, especially how am I going to wash and dry my hair? When I started thinking about this setup, I thought it would be so much easier if I had a way to just blow my hair dry, because it takes forever to dry. I get headaches if I try to let it air dry. This thing will power a hair dryer. This is the Babyliss Nano Titanium Dryer. It's a 1000 watt hair dryer. Most hair dryers are above 1000 watts, so you will need to make sure that whatever you use is 1000 watts or less, but this is actually a great hair dryer. You know how most travel hair dryers just like scream in your ear and have absolutely no power? This is actually a legitimate good hair dryer. It's good heat, it's not too loud. So I'm going to turn this on high. It totally works, and it's absolutely amazing. Then next you might be thinking, how are you going to take a shower? Well, I have figured that situation out as well. First, for privacy, I have this pop-up tent pod that I found on Amazon. Super nice, and it collapses down so it doesn't take up much room. And then this right here is the Geyser Systems portable shower with a heater. This thing will heat up a hot shower for you. This brand is a small company based out of Colorado. They sent this to me to try out, which was so nice of them. And they designed this product to help people stay clean off the grid while also consuming as little water as possible. It has a 3-liter capacity and a pump, and you can adjust how much water you want coming out by just twisting the nozzle. So if you're really trying to conserve water, you can only turn it on a little bit. And this isn't just for showering, it's also for washing dishes or spraying off your feet or anything else you need water for. They actually sell different color sponges that attach right to the nozzle, and you can color code them for different things, like a pink sponge for showering and a yellow sponge is for your dishes. You can find this at REI, and they actually sell 2 different versions, one with the heating capabilities and one without, but you don't necessarily need the heated one to have a hot shower in either of the versions. If you add 2 liters of regular temperature water and then boil a liter of water on your camp stove and add that in, that should instantly be a hot shower for you. And they have a temperature gauge on the top too that tells you what the temperature is, and the whole thing automatically shuts off if it's over 101 degrees. But if you have the heated version, it's designed to plug into the 12-volt outlet of your car while it's running. I could also plug it into the Jackery power station. That works as well. And then depending on the temperature of water you initially put in, it'll take anywhere between 15 to 45 minutes to heat up. Which, I mean, you get up, you turn this on, you cook your breakfast, and by the time you're all done with that, it's gonna be hot. And then moving over here, I have my cooking and food set up. My propane is still in the car. I need to get that out. But this cute little mint green stove, oh my gosh, when I saw this, I was like, that's the one. I knew I needed a stove to do all of my cooking on. And this one's so cute, and I like that it has the wind guards on the sides so that a breeze can't go over your flame. The brand of this one is Eureka. I know that REI carries it. I think a lot of outdoorsy type places carry this brand. I think this was a popular one this season, so I will try to find it somewhere and have a link down below if you're interested in this. And then down here, I have my cooler. This is the Yeti Rode 24 cooler. I didn't have a cooler, and I knew I needed to get one for this setup, but to be honest, I wasn't sure if I wanted to spend the money on a Yeti because everyone raves about them, but they're also like pretty expensive. However, the ultimate deciding factor for me to get this was the dimensions, because with the platform in my car, a traditional like squatty wide cooler just doesn't really fit anywhere unless I wanted to set it right on top of the platform, but obviously it can't sit there while I'm sleeping. So I did some measuring and concluded that I really needed something that was taller and skinnier so that it could sit on the floor behind the front seats. And as it turned out, the dimensions of the Rode 24 24 were absolutely perfect for what I measured. This cooler was actually designed to be tall enough to fit wine bottles in it. It's also a perfect seat height. They actually sell a like custom little pad you can put on top to turn it into a seat, because these coolers are virtually indestructible. They're designed to be bear proof, so you can totally use this as a chair. The inside of mine is not super organized right now. I just threw some ice in, like actually just the whole bag of ice in on my way out of town without like nestling anything in. I also bought the little accessory basket that Yeti sells for dry goods. Like I have some Hershey's for some s'mores tonight and stuff that you wouldn't want to get wet. So this does fit perfectly behind my front passenger seats. However, something that I'm considering doing, I'm gonna grab a lantern here. It's kind of starting to get dark. So if you watched the platform build video, you know how this platform works and how there's a piece that is on a hinge that flips out at the end of the day and props up on these legs for more room at night. And the Yeti cooler fits perfectly right in this well, but not if that wooden leg is there. So I'm considering trimming one leg so that it just rests on the top of the cooler, because those things are so like sturdy and rugged that would totally be fine weight-wise. And then I'd be able to keep the cooler just in one place all the time, even at night, and the leg could just sit on it. So we'll see. I'm sure that there are things as I continue to try this setup out that I'll decide to modify. I'm going to pause on talking about the setup because it's starting to get dark and I think I'm gonna make dinner and kind of start getting settled in for the night, get a fire going. First, there's something I need to get out that I bought that's super fun. I found some USB powered twinkle string lights at REI, and I'm gonna be plugging these into the Jackery and lighting up my camp a little. Morning. Last night was good. I was surprised at how well I slept. The mattress is super comfortable. However, I was in there about 10 minutes before I decided to get my sleeping bag out because it was just chilly. I had the sunroof cracked about 6 inches and I think it got down to the high 40s last night. So it was just a little bit chilly. So what I ended up doing actually is I got my sleeping bag out and I crawled in that, but I left it unzipped because I don't like how restrictive sleeping bags are. So I just crawled in it, leaving the zip open, and then I put the orange down blanket over all of me so that I could still like stretch my legs out and be covered and stuff. And that actually worked really well. I don't know if I'd recommend that setup if you're starting from scratch and don't have anything yet. I'd probably just recommend getting a much heavier down blanket or just a sleeping bag that you like to sleep in, but it worked. Also, something that I meant to show you guys yesterday is how I'm blocking my windows at night. These are some sunshade covers from WeatherTech. I actually got the idea for this from the same blog post that I got my build idea from, and they're customized for my exact vehicle. If you go to the WeatherTech website, you can put in your make, your model, your year, and they will have a custom cut for the windows of your vehicle, which is really nice. And the nice thing about them is they're reversible. So if you want to keep heat out, you put the silver side facing out. If you want to keep heat in, you flip them around and you do the black side facing out. So the silver side is reflecting the heat within the vehicle. And when I saw this, I knew I really liked this idea because it's very space efficient in the sense that you don't have any curtains hanging down or dangling around your vehicle. I know that curtains are very like Pinterest boho camper chic, but because I was already so tight for space within my vehicle, I really didn't want anything hanging that could be like caught or pulled down. So these pop perfectly into the window spaces and they're so easy. Also, on my build video, I got quite a few questions about the mesh sunroof cover that I talked about. This is just a piece of mesh fabric with some magnets sewn around it. I found it on Amazon. It's not big enough to cover my entire sunroof because it's a panoramic sunroof, but if I'm only cracking my sunroof like 6 inches, then it works totally fine and it was great last night. Something else that's pretty handy for this type of sleep in your car camping style is a roof box, which you can obviously see I have on my roof. There's a squirrel on my table. What are you doing? Get out of there. No, get out of there. Come on. That's my stuff. No, you're not supposed to eat that. That's probably not good for you. Don't worry, guys. I didn't leave this out overnight. I had it all in my car, but I just pulled everything out to kind of start rejigging things. Anyway, speaking of rejigging things, a cargo box is pretty helpful if you're bringing a lot of stuff and you don't want to do a lot of reshuffling. For me, I didn't really want to pile a whole bunch of stuff on top of my bed during the day because one, that would block my view out the back while I'm driving, and two, it all has to go somewhere else at night. Like anything that I pile on top of there needs to be put somewhere else, which you can put quite a bit in the front seats if you just shuffle things up there, but it is a lot, and I definitely do want to be able to fit everything in my car at night. I don't like leaving anything out while I'm sleeping. I like to pack it all away. I found this Kuju coffee, pour over coffee at REI, and I'm boiling up some water. This thing is so cool. It comes with its own little pour over pouch that folds up that you open up. The brand also sells the coffee in bulk if you don't want to use like a single use thing. But since I've never tried it, I thought I would do the fancier version and see what I think. I'm all packed up and ready to head out, and I want to check here how much battery is left on my Jackery. So I charged my phone, I charged my camera battery, I ran the USB twinkle lights, I charged my laptop, I ran the geyser shower off of it to heat the water up this morning, and it still has 74%. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me on my first solo camping adventure. I'll have everything I talked about in this video listed and linked down in the info bar, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.